Hi, this is Nick from the Run Testers, and this is our review of the JLab Epic Air Sport ANC headphones. The JLab Epic Air Sport are new sets of headphones. They have an ear hook design, they have very long battery life, they have active noise cancellation, and they come in at £100 or $99 in the US, although I have seen them kind of regularly for £70 in the UK. I think that price is going to jump around quite a lot. JLab also have a version of these headphones without ANC and with a shorter battery life for kind of around half the price in their range, just called the JLab Epic Air Sport, I think. So these are kind of really good value mid-range sports headphones that we've been putting to test primarily for running. So these are directly designed for sports headphones, and they have an IP66 rating. That means they're almost kind of waterproof, not quite, but they're very water resistant and sweat resistant. You can even rinse them off with a tap after a workout if you want to, and they won't do any damage to the buds. They have an ear hook design, which obviously is the most secure you can kind of really get from headphones if you don't get on with in-ear options. And they also have kind of an in-ear bud, which I tend to rest just outside on kind of the edge of my ear canal, but you can push it right in if you like to. You get 3 sizes of silicone tip in the box to help that, and there's also a memory foam kind of ear tips as well in there, which obviously you can squash and let them expand in your ear canal for a really tight seal, which is good for kind of bass heavy music in particular. Each headphone has a kind of touch response pad on the outside here for controlling. For setting up various controls, you can choose up to 3 for each side, which is very good. That includes things like turning off the ANC, activating the Be Aware mode, as well as kind of your standard, skip, play, pause, all that jazz. Touch controls haven't been fantastic for me, but they will eventually get the job done if you keep tapping away. One of the star features of these headphones is the huge battery life. You're getting 15 hours out of the headphones themselves, and then the case brings you up to 70 hours. So there's a lot of recharge going on there. The case also comes with a built-in charger, which kind of rests on the back here, which is really, really handy. You're not going to lose your charger unless you lose the case, which you're probably not going to because it's quite bulky. That said, it's reasonably light given the amount of battery you're getting from it, and obviously it has to be a bit larger than in-ear ones because you've got the ear hook design going on there. So in terms of running performance, I was pretty impressed all round by the JLab headphones. They're really comfortable, they're quite lightweight to wear. I've worn them with a hat and a headband, and even though they've got the ear hook design, they're not intrusive at all. They're rock solid fit as you'd expect from an ear hook. Like I say, I tend to have the bud just resting outside my ear canal rather than jammed in. Those tend to squirm loose for me over time if I jam them right in. But yeah, the fit was very secure, very comfortable. The Be Aware mode is pretty impressive actually. It lets in a ridiculous amount of noise. Actually scared the bejesus out of me when I first turned it on. You can actually, in the app, adjust how much noise you want let in through the Be Aware mode. And if you're like me, you'll probably move that right down because the external mics they use to kind of filter in sound from outside really pick up loads of stuff. On the other hand, the active noise cancellation does next to nothing, in my opinion. You can turning it off and on, I really couldn't hear much difference in terms of filtering out traffic noise. It's not very powerful. Like even if you do plug it in properly, I really didn't see much benefit from the ANC. So it's something I just generally left off a lot of the time. To be honest, it's not fantastic. These are reasonably cheap headphones, but if you put the feature on, it would nice have been a bit better. Again, you can adjust the levels of it, but even with it maxed out, I wasn't getting really much ANC. The sound, though, is loud, clear, powerful enough to hear, when you're on the run in busy areas, and they had no problems with it on that front at all, listening to either podcasts or music. The controls are very fiddly. The touch panel is one of those ones that generally the first time you touch it, it's just going to blank you. It didn't recognise it, which is okay, yeah, almost good in the way it wakes up the headphones. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean that you're setting it off every time you adjust them, which is quite handy. But I found normally I'd have to have 2 or 3 attempts to register the command I wanted on the headphones. You can do things like raise volume, lower volume, all that stuff, skip tracks, activate, your voice assistant, or turn off the Be Aware mode. But I found usually it took as long as just getting my phone out and doing it. But maybe when you get used to them, even more than I was, it might get a bit better. But generally, yeah, I wasn't that impressed with touch controls. But they will get the job done eventually. You won't have to get your phone out if it's in a bag, I guess. Sound quality was, I'd say, pretty good. A pleasant surprise, maybe around the price. it's really, more than acceptable. It's not horrific in any way at all. The headphones, actually, you can switch the EQ on them by using the touch controls. There are 3 kind of preset settings. There's JLab signature sound, there's a bass boost mode, and a balance mode. The signature sound is the one that I really preferred for my music. I generally listen to kind of alternative stuff. I'm not massive on bass, and the signature sound will kind of boost both the bass and the vocals. The bass boost ramps up the bass, and balance is kind of more of a podcast. It's kind of a flat, not very exciting sound profile, so you don't really use it for music. It's handy to be able to switch between them on the headphones if you can get the controls working, and also in the app you can set up kind of your own preset EQs, and if you find that the bass boost isn't bass enough, you can really ramp up the bass in there. I do think the bass boost, just general mode on here, is pretty good actually. The bass is surprisingly powerful, I'd say, for headphones at this price point. In terms of clarity, the sound was pretty clear. I got a little bit of distortion at high volumes, and on kind of busy tracks, lots of instruments and vocals going on, it got a little bit muddled and jumbled. You are going to get better sound if you go up to, above £150 towards like the Bose Sport earbuds, or if you can splash out £300 on the B&O Play E8 Sport, then you're getting fantastic sound. But yeah, at £100 mark, there's nothing that really smashes it out of the park. I think it's, that's a pretty solid price for the sound quality you're getting here, which is, broadly speaking, quite impressive. Like I say, the ANC is a bit of a dud. The Be Aware mode is very good, but the fit, if you do plug it in, you can get a fair bit of passive noise cancellation anyway. And even the way I wore them with it, the head, just resting just inside the ear canal, I still got a fair amount of passive noise cancellation. So the poor ANC isn't really that huge a loss when I found when I was using them for runs. So the verdict is, there's a very clear case of buying these. If you do have a budget of £100 or maybe slightly less, you do need an ear hook for headphones to stay in place, and you really value a big battery life. This is the clear pick. The JLab Epic Air Sport ANC are really, really good headphones. That battery life is massive. It's probably the real key feature here, along with the kind of secure and comfortable fit. I enjoyed using them for my runs. They're really very good. The sound quality is not as amazing as you'll find on more expensive buds, but it's as good as anything you'll find at the price, in my opinion. Other options around a similar price that I think are very impressive. If you are fine with in-ear buds and find that the fit doesn't fall out for you or anything, the Creative Outlier Air V2 headphones are very good. They've got a decent battery life. They sound really good, maybe slightly better than these even, and they kind of just nestle in the ear quite well for runs. I found. I found over kind of long, sweaty runs in particular, the fit wasn't quite secure enough for me, but like I say, in-ear buds do squirm loose quite a lot for me, so I do prefer like an ear hook often. If you can spend a little bit more, the best ear hook headphones are Beats' Power Beats, either the wired version, which are kind of around 130, or the wireless Power Beats Pro, which are in sales now for around £160. They're better, getting a lot better sound with those headphones. The battery life isn't as good as on these, but the controls are better on the Beats. Generally, you'd be upgrading for the sound quality though, so if that's not a huge concern for you, then you're better off with the JLab just because the battery life is so impressive on these. And you do get that built-in charger in the case, which I do find very helpful. If you're looking for ear hook headphones, they're cheaper than this. One pair that I think I would recommend, despite the terrible name, is the Groove-E Sport Buds. They're one of those ones that look really cheap and kind of trashy. If you find them online, you think these aren't really good, but I've tested those and they are comfortable, secure fit. The ear hook's a bit more flexible than this, but they still do stay in place. And the sound quality is really good considering that they're under £50. Again, it's not going to knock your socks off, but it's more than acceptable, especially at that price. And the final one we should probably mention is the fact that JLab do have the non-ANC version of these, which, if you can find them for half the price, that's worth it. The battery life's a lot worse. It's only 6 hours, and these are 15. That's a huge upgrade for me. Even if the ANC feature obviously isn't brilliant, but the cheaper sport buds do get pretty much everything else. It's just worse battery life. So if you're not too fast, if 6 hours is fine for you, you're happy to charge them regularly, then you're going to have a pretty good bargain by going for those instead of the ANC version. So that's it. That's our review of the JLab Epic Air Sport ANC headphones. Let us know in the comments what you think, if you've used them, or if you're looking for headphones around that price. If you've got any questions, get in touch and we'll try and answer them. Please like, subscribe, and ring the little bell so you get notified when we do another video. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Thanks.